Well, it was a year of political change as well. Four longtime and influential members of our state's congressional delegation announced their retirements. Congressman John Dingell served almost 60 years in Washington. He's the longest-serving congressman in history, the Dean of the House. And Senator Carl Levin retiring after 35 years, making him the state's longest-serving U.S. Senator. No matter where you stand politically, these men have served Michigan most of their lives and leave an amazing legacy. This fall, the two were honored with the Shining Light Regional Cooperation Awards, and this tribute was produced by the Detroit Free Press for those awards.
Congress is the servant of the American people. This is the government of the United States, which is the greatest government in the history and the greatest nation in the history of mankind. I made the choice of public service way back when I got out of the Army. And I did it in large part because of Dad, who cared greatly about government. We remade the country with the Civil Rights Bill. And had it not been for that, I shudder to think what would have happened in this country.
What he did as chairman is what I've tried to duplicate now for me as chairman, and that is ideas win. Policy wins over politics.
I found if you run this place or run a committee according to the rules of the Founding Fathers, you can do it fairly and openly.
Our hearing room now is named the John D. Dingell Hearing Room. That's going to stay forever because of the legacy that he leaves here after serving 60 years. By the way, that mark will probably never, ever be again.
All right, I'm going to hop on my cart and go across and do my voting.
John followed in the tradition of his dad, and Sandy and I have followed in the tradition of our dad, fighting for what is long overdue in this country, helping people overcome injustice and poverty.
And I know as a civil rights attorney, he had a tremendous passion. He still has a tremendous passion for the law, for justice, for doing what's right. And he's brought that passion into the arena of the United States Senate. He's the thoughtful person in the room on defense policy and where we go internationally in an incredibly difficult world.
People appreciate authenticity, and they don't expect that they'll agree with you all the time. And in some cases, they will disagree with you most of the time. But still, if they sense that you're being straight and honest, they will give you a lot of credit for that. And I've been blessed in Michigan not just to represent an unbelievably diverse and great and exciting state with wonderful people, but there's been a real effort made. And I give a lot of credit to the regional groups that have tried to advance the cause.
When I think about Carl, I think about being able to walk down the riverfront and the wonderful partnership and effort to make sure we've got the Riverwalk.
Regionalism in Detroit, it's essential for efficiency. It's essential, I believe, in terms of our living together as one people. We obviously, everyone in cities and suburbs are connected in all kinds of ways, factually and in the real world. Now I tell people who still see the pictures of the vacant buildings and say, you know what, that this has turned. Detroit is now got momentum, and it's real. When the economy went south and our auto industry was really in trouble, we obviously did a lot in Congress with the president to have a vibrant auto industry survive the recession.
The health care bill is something I've worked on longer and harder than anything else.
John Dingell's dad was fighting for universal health care. John Dingell, I think it was one of his first bills, was to introduce universal health care.
Health care has a triumph for the American people.
Finally, we've made a major step to end what is really shameful, that this industrial economy does not have everybody covered for health insurance.
But it's been a wonderful privilege serving here. And have been able to finish off everything that Dad wanted to do when he was here.
Working with John Dingell in the House, and Dingell's been a leader on the things I'm going to mention now and so many other things, but there's a international wildlife refuge now, the Detroit River, which he led on, but I was his kind of co-pilot here in the Senate to get it done here.
80% of all the people in the United States now live in an urban area. Where's the next generation of conservationists and outdoors people going to come from? It's going to come from urban areas.
We've taken it from nothing, sitting in the middle of a polluted river, to now a river that's much cleaned up.
Congressman Dingell recognizes the value of clean water and the importance of the Great Lakes to the economy in our region and just human health for the citizens of the state.
And it's going to set up a new paradigm, not just to save land, but the way we save it, and also to see to it that the land that's saved is able to be enjoyed by the people.
I'm a real optimist about Detroit, and again, I was kind of maybe exaggerating for many years about my hopes being a Detroiter, but I don't have to exaggerate anymore. I think Detroit is really on a positive track. I mean, there was a recent poll about the most entrepreneurial places in the country, and Detroit's in the top 5. I say I'm truly optimistic, and the momentum is palpable.
Thanks to producer Kimberly Mitchell from the Detroit Free Press for that piece.